or the most dangerous crisis in America isn't political. It's the GOP's intentional destruction of trust. That's the headline in today's Daily Takeover at HartmannReport.com. Absolutely free, by the way. Check it out. Trump is tearing America apart. Right now, he's got everybody hysterical about what's going on in Iran. But, you know, he's got people hating on, he's got Americans hating each other, right? Hating brown people, hating black people, hating queer people, hating on women, pitting Americans, hating on Muslims, hating on now Catholics. It's just insane, intentionally pitting Americans against each other. And, you know, Michael Korthel noted on his essay X Squared Substack, there was a time when Americans expected political leadership to involve sobriety, judgment, and at least a passing acquaintance with reality. That time now feels like one of those lost civilizations historians whisper about somewhere between Atlantis and the Republican Party of 1956. 1956, you'll remember, is when Dwight Eisenhower ran for re-election on a platform of increasing union membership and expanding Social Security, raising the benefits and making more people eligible. Anyhow, this tearing America apart has worked tremendously to the benefit of the Republican Party. I mean, just look at the hate across red state America. It was 90% of the ads that got Trump elected in 2024 were ads hating on trans people, where Kamala Harris was saying that she thought that, you know, the taxpayers should pay for prison surgeries for trans prisoners. That was you know, hate on queer people. That was it, right? It's working for the GOP. It's working for the fossil fuel industry and the private prison industries who are making money hand over fist. It's working for the billionaire class and has for 4 decades. And it's extraordinarily dangerous to our nation and our children's future. So where did this come from? Where did this come from? I see 3 things that started this. The first was the invention of neoliberalism in the 1940s. I wrote a book about this, The Hidden History of Neoliberalism, How Reaganism Gutted America. The second was the creation of the Libertarian Party as a lobbying vehicle for the real estate industry to fight rent control. And finally, in the 1980s, you had this handful of fossil fuel billionaires. David Koch was the most prominent among them. He ran for vice president in the 1980 election on a platform, you know, that presaged what Trump said the day before yesterday, that, oh, we can fight wars, but we can't afford to have Medicare. That's literally what Trump said. We can't do Medicare and Medicaid and these other and daycare. So the billionaires jumped in. They built this massive infrastructure. They built a media infrastructure. They built an intellectual infrastructure with all these think tanks. They started buying politicians left and right. You've got ALEC. You've got the Heritage Foundation. You've got Cato Institute. You've got all these, you know, and then building media with Fox so-called News, and bringing over Murdoch, and Reagan facilitating his rapid U.S. citizenship so that he could buy television stations in the United States, and on and on and on. Basically, this right-wing takeover of America now has us at each other's throats. And the problem is that you can't have a society work if people don't trust their institutions. Only 8% of Americans today say that they trust the United States to always do the right thing, our government. And with good reason it's so low, given that Trump's in charge of it. But prior to the Reagan Revolution, it was like 80% of Americans trusted our government, trusted our officials. What tore that down? Ronald Reagan saying government is not the solution to your problems, government is the problem. And 40 years of Reaganism since then. So what do we do about this? Democrats need to, number one, start going after billionaires and monopolistic corporations. We need to tax them. We need to regulate them and break them up. Number two, the Democratic Party needs to re-embrace the ideals of the New Deal and say, we're going to put America back together and we're going to put the American middle class first. And number three, we have to repudiate the Republicans' ideology at the polls this fall and between now and then, and bring into office a new generation of FDR-style genuine progressives. And I know that's a big lift, but my sense of it is that we actually are on the cusp of doing this. So don't give up. Keep the fight going.